On the weeks after the January 6th insurrection, the Congress voted to impeach, and the Senate tried Donald Trump for inciting an insurrection. The impeachment effort failed, but the House and Senate, by majority vote, still declared that Trump incited the insurrection. A majority vote in Congress is all that is necessary to trigger the disqualification required by Section 3 and Section 5 of the 14th Amendment. In other words, Trump is disqualified from holding any government job, even the presidency, until if and when the Congress, by a 2/3 vote, removes the disability. The repercussion from being declared an insurrectionist by Congress is automatic. No other magic words are needed. This part of the Constitution was added in an effort to prevent crazy, narcissistic fools from gaining lethal power over American citizens. It is apparent that Democrats in Congress are anxiously awaiting the midterms in hopes they will gain the majority and can then impeach Trump. The flaws in this plan are obvious. No one can predict what Trump may do to retain power. Miriam Adelson recently promised to give $250 million towards that effort. Too much damage can be done in the meantime. Most importantly, Congress and the courts are embarrassing our country by failing to enforce the rule of law. Though both processes are provided for in the Constitution, it must be understood that there are stark differences between impeachment and disqualification. Impeachment is a political process that requires a 2/3 vote, and the result is permanent. Impeachment is the government way of saying you're fired. Disqualification is automatic once Congress, by majority vote, declares in the congressional record that Trump incited an insurrection. A finding of disqualification is not necessarily permanent. It can be reversed by a 2/3 vote of Congress. Trump's accomplishments before being fired by impeachment remain valid. His big beautiful bill, judicial appointments, pardons, and cabinet appointments won't be automatically reversed if he is only impeached. Disqualification for inciting an insurrection, a fact determined to exist by the majority vote of Congress, invalidates everything Trump has done. What does that mean? It means we don't have to put up with Trump claiming he is the president. It means that those who support him are committing a felony for violating 18 U.S.C. 2383. Miriam Adelson and others contributing to Trump are forewarned. In the federal court system, a general beef against government action might not allow you to bring suit. You can only sue to fix a wrong specifically affecting you. You must have legal standing to sue. For example, though the average person might not be able to sue to have Trump removed from office, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz certainly have standing to bring a declaratory judgment suit demanding the court tell Trump to get out of the White House. Having been declared by the Congress to have incited an insurrection, Trump is not entitled to any kind of immunity for his criminal acts. Therefore, any legal action involving Trump should include a request for declaratory judgment to declare that he holds his office illegally. Trump's lawyers will certainly argue that the impeachment votes in the House and Senate were limited to the question of impeachment only. Years ago in law school, I learned about a case where a law professor was teaching a class on how to write a last will and testament. As a teaching tool, the professor wrote his own will on a whiteboard, naming the executor and the beneficiaries. He signed the will and he asked students to sign as witnesses. Moments later, the professor had a heart attack and died. The whiteboard will was submitted for probate and promptly contested. The court ruled the will was valid, declaring it could be both a classroom lesson and a last will and testament. All the legal requirements for a valid will was present. The votes to impeach Trump can be both an effort at impeachment and a congressional finding that Trump incited an insurrection. Anyone withstanding to bring a declaratory judgment action against Trump should do so to right the wrong committed against them and to protect our democracy. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz have more than just standing to bring a declaratory judgment suit. They have a moral duty to the millions who voted for them, the millions who abstained because they wrongly thought their vote was unnecessary, and the millions who now regret their votes for Trump.